Yo, what's up everybody? It's DJ L Blender, and tonight we're diving deep into the heart of DJing, crafting the perfect set list. It's more than just throwing tracks together, it's about creating a journey, a sonic experience that keeps the energy high and the crowd moving all night long. Think of it like building a house. You need a solid foundation, strong supporting beams, and a roof that ties it all together. Your set list is that blueprint, the backbone of your performance. Without it, you're just playing songs. With it, you become an architect of vibes. We're talking about mastering the art of anticipation, building tension, and then releasing it at just the right moment. It's about knowing when to drop that heavy hitter, when to switch up the vibe, and when to bring it back down to earth. Let's get started. First things first, know your audience. Are you playing a club, a festival, a house party? The energy you bring to a packed club at 2 a.m. is going to be different than a daytime set at Coachella. Consider the vibe you want to create. Are you going for high energy, hands in the air euphoria, or something a little more laid back and groovy? Your song choices should reflect that. Once you've got a feel for the vibe, it's time to start thinking about song selection. Don't be afraid to mix genres and experiment a bit, but always keep the overall flow of the set in mind. Remember, you're telling a story with your music. Now, even with the perfect set list planned out, things won't always go according to plan. That's where the real skill comes in, reading the crowd and adapting on the fly. Pay attention to how people are reacting to your music. Are they dancing? Are they looking bored? Use that feedback to inform your next move. Don't be afraid to switch things up if you need to. Sometimes the best sets are the ones that take unexpected turns. Trust your instincts and let the energy of the crowd guide you. Alright, so you've got a gig booked. First things first. What kind of party is this? Wedding? Club night? Underground rave in the desert? The answer dictates your genre. Don't be the DJ who shows up with a hardstyle set to a chill cocktail lounge. Know your crowd, know your venue, match the energy they're expecting. Tempo is your next building block. You're essentially setting the heartbeat of the night. Start too fast, you'll burn people out. Start too slow, and you're the elevator music they didn't ask for. Find that sweet spot. Think around 120 BPM for a good house groove. It's enough to get people moving, but not so frantic that they can't hold a conversation or a drink. Section 2. Building the framework, the first hour. The first hour is your opening statement. It's where you set the tone, introduce your style, and most importantly, get people invested. Think of it like the pilot episode of your favorite show. Gotta hook 'em early. Start with familiar tracks but not overplayed hits. These are your crowd pleasers, the songs that get heads nodding and toes tapping. But avoid the obvious. You want familiarity, not predictability. Gradually introduce new tracks, blending them seamlessly with the familiar. This is where you start to showcase your taste, your knowledge. Think of it as adding spices to a dish, a little at a time, building complexity. Section 3. Transitions and flow. Avoiding the train wreck. Now, the real magic happens in the transitions. This is where you differentiate yourself from the iPod shuffle. Smooth transitions are key to maintaining energy and keeping the crowd locked in. Beat matching is crucial. Your tracks need to flow together seamlessly, maintaining a consistent rhythm. Use your headphones to cue up the next track, making sure the tempos match before bringing it in. But it's not just about the beat. Pay attention to key. Mixing tracks in compatible keys will create a smooth, harmonious blend. Clashing keys, that's the sound of people heading for the bar. Section 4. Crowd reactions, your sonic litmus test. Remember, you're not just playing music in a vacuum, you're feeding off the energy of the crowd, and they're feeding off of you. It's a symbiotic relationship, and reading the crowd is paramount. Watch their reactions. Are they dancing, singing along, or are they standing there looking bored? Don't be afraid to adjust your set list on the fly based on the crowd's response. If a track isn't working, don't be afraid to cut it short and move on. Sometimes the best way to recover from a lull is to switch up the energy completely. Surprise them! Section 5. Beyond the beats, mastering intangibles. Finally, remember that DJing is about more than just the music. It's about creating an experience, a vibe. Your stage presence, your connection with the crowd. These are the intangibles that separate the good from the great. Engage with the audience, make eye contact, smile, dance along to your own music. Let them know you're having a good time and they'll be more likely to follow suit. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Let your personality shine through in your music selections and your stage presence. Authenticity is key. People can tell when you're phoning it in. Section 6, the seamless blend beat matching basics. Alright, so we've talked about song selection, tempo, building a vibe. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of mixing. That's where the magic really happens. And it all starts with beat matching. Simply put, beat matching is syncing the tempos of two tracks. This creates a smooth, uninterrupted flow. No one wants to hear clashing beats. Back in the day, this was all done by ear. You'd be counting beats, nudging records to adjust speed. Now software can help, but understanding the principles is crucial. Knowing how to beat match by ear gives you a deeper understanding of rhythm and timing. Trust me, your ears will thank you. Section 7, key matching, harmonizing your set. Beat matching keeps the groove going, but key matching takes it to a whole other level. Some keys naturally complement each other, creating a harmonious blend. Mixing in key creates a smooth melodic flow that keeps the energy high. Software like Mixed In Key analyzes your tracks and tells you the key. With practice, you'll develop an intuition for key matching. Section 8. Phrasing and structure, the art of anticipation. So, you've got your beats matched, your keys harmonized. Now it's time to talk about phrasing and structure. This is where you start thinking like an editor, crafting a story with your music. See, most dance tracks follow a similar structure: intro, verse, chorus, breakdown, drop. Understanding these elements and how they interact is key to crafting seamless transitions and building anticipation. Instead of just slamming one track after another, think about how you can create anticipation and release. Maybe you let a track play out its chorus before bringing in the next one, or you use the breakdown of one track to tease the buildup of the next. Mastering phrasing and structure allows you to control the energy of the dance floor, creating peaks and valleys that keep the crowd engaged. It's about telling a story with your music, building tension, and then releasing it at just the right moment. Section 9. EQ and effects, adding spice to the mix. Now let's talk about EQ and effects. These are your secret weapons, the tools that allow you to add your own flavor and creativity to the mix. EQ, or equalization, lets you manipulate the frequencies of a track, boosting or cutting specific ranges to shape the sound. Think of it like seasoning your food. You can use EQ to bring out the bass, add sparkle to the highs, or create space in the mix. Effects, on the other hand, are like sonic spices. You've got your delays, reverbs, filters, flangers. The possibilities are endless. Used tastefully, effects can add depth, texture, and excitement to your transitions. Experiment with different effects and see how they interact with your tracks. Maybe you use a slow filter sweep to create a sense of anticipation before a drop, or maybe you add a touch of delay to create a sense of space and atmosphere. Section 10, software and hardware, the tools of the trade. Alright, so we've covered beat matching, key matching, phrasing, EQ, effects. Now let's talk about the tools of the trade, software and hardware. There's a dizzying array of DJ software and hardware available. The right choice depends on your budget, skill level, and needs. For beginners, Serato DJ Lite or Traktor DJ 2 are great starting points. These programs provide essential features like beat matching, EQ, and basic effects. As you progress, consider investing in a more professional setup. This could include a standalone DJ controller, turntables, or a CDJ setup. Find what works best for you. Experiment, find what feels comfortable, and have fun with it. Alright, so you've got your set list prepped, your mixing skills are on point, you're ready to rock the party, but here's the thing. DJing isn't about following a script. It's about reading the room, feeling the energy, and adapting on the fly. Think of yourself as a conductor, guiding the orchestra of the dance floor. Your instrument, the crowd's energy. Are they hyped, laid back? Is the energy dipping, or are they about to blow the roof off? Watch their body language. Are they dancing with abandon, lost in the music, or are they standing around looking bored? Are their heads nodding, feet tapping? Or are they checking their phones, heading for the bar? Pay attention to their reactions to specific tracks. Do certain songs get a bigger response than others? This is your real-time feedback loop. Use it to gauge the vibe and adjust your set accordingly. Now let's talk about energy management. A great DJ set is like a roller coaster ride with peaks and valleys that keep the crowd engaged. You don't want to peak too early and burn out the energy, but you also don't want to stay flat and risk losing their attention. Think about building anticipation. Start with a solid groove, gradually increasing the energy as the night progresses. Use those early tracks to set the tone, build familiarity, and get people moving. Once you've got them hooked, it's time to start introducing those high-energy bangers. These are your peak moments, the tracks that will have the crowd going wild. But remember, you can't stay at a peak forever. After a big moment, it's okay to bring the energy down a notch. Give the crowd a moment to catch their breath, grab a drink, and reset for the next wave. This ebb and flow is what creates a dynamic and memorable experience. Crowd requests, the bane of every DJ's existence. On one hand, you want to please the crowd and create a fun, inclusive atmosphere. On the other hand, you don't want to sacrifice your artistic vision or derail your carefully crafted set. So, how do you navigate this delicate tightrope? First and foremost, trust your instincts. If a request genuinely fits the vibe of your set and you think the crowd will dig it, go for it. It's a chance to show that you're listening and that you care about their experience. However, if a request completely clashes with your style or disrupts the flow of your set, don't be afraid to politely decline. Explain that you appreciate their enthusiasm, but that the song doesn't quite fit with what you're doing. Remember, you're the curator of the musical journey. Your job is to create a cohesive and engaging experience, not just to play whatever someone shouts out. Troubleshooting when things go wrong, and they will. Let's face it, even with the best laid plans, things can and will go wrong. The sound system might glitch, a track might skip, you might even spill your drink on the mixer. We've all been there. The key is to stay calm, improvise, and recover smoothly. First and foremost, don't panic. The crowd feeds off your energy. If you project confidence and composure, they're less likely to notice or care about the technical hiccup. If the sound cuts out, keep the music playing in your headphones and try to isolate the problem. Is it the mixer, the speakers, the cables? Once you've identified the issue, address it swiftly and efficiently. If a track skips or a transition goes awry, don't dwell on it. Acknowledge the mistake with a smile or a shrug and move on seamlessly to the next track. Chances are, the crowd won't even remember the blip if you handle it smoothly. Set closing, the art of the encore. As the night draws to a close, it's time to think about your set closing. This is your final opportunity to leave a lasting impression on the crowd, so you want to make it count. The key to a memorable closing is to build towards a satisfying climax. Gradually increase the energy, bringing back some familiar favorites and crowd pleasers to create a sense of euphoria and unity on the dance floor. As you approach the end of your set, choose a closing track that encapsulates the energy and vibe of the night. It should be a song that leaves the crowd wanting more, a final burst of energy that sends them home with a smile on their faces. And remember, the show's not over until the last beat drops. Stay engaged with the crowd, thank them for their energy, and bask in the glow of a successful set. You've earned it. So there you have it. We've gone deep into the art of crafting a DJ set, from the foundational elements of genre and tempo to the nuances of reading a crowd and adapting on the fly. Remember, it's more than just stringing songs together. It's about creating an experience, a journey for your audience. A well-crafted DJ set doesn't just entertain, it leaves a mark. People will remember that night, that vibe, that feeling you created through your music. They might not remember every track, but they'll remember how you made them feel. That's the power you hold as a DJ. You have the ability to transform a room, to create moments of pure joy and connection through the power of music. Embrace that responsibility, nurture it, and watch your passion ignite the dance floor. Whether you're just starting out, spinning in your bedroom, or you've got your sights set on those festival main stages, the principles remain the same. Master the fundamentals, experiment relentlessly, and always put the crowd experience first. Don't be afraid to try new things, to break the mold, to push boundaries. The beauty of DJing lies in its constant evolution, the endless possibilities for creativity and self-expression. Record your mixes, listen back critically, and never stop learning. Seek out mentors, connect with other DJs, and immerse yourself in the culture. The more you put in, the more you'll get out of this incredible journey. The world of music is constantly evolving, and so too is the art of DJing. New genres emerge, technology advances, and what was once considered groundbreaking can quickly become commonplace. That's the beauty of it. Embrace the change, stay curious, and never stop exploring new sounds and techniques. Don't be afraid to experiment with different genres, to blend the familiar with the unexpected. Remember, the most important instrument in your arsenal isn't your laptop or your turntables. It's your ears. Train your ears to recognize those subtle nuances, those unexpected harmonies, those sonic textures that elevate a mix from good to unforgettable. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to have fun. DJing is about sharing your passion for music with others, creating moments of collective joy and release. So get out there, experiment, make mistakes, learn, grow, and most importantly, enjoy the ride. Remember, every DJ was once a beginner, hunched over their turntables, dreaming of electrifying crowds. Now it's your turn. Go out there, put in the work, and who knows, maybe one day, I'll be catching your set on a festival main stage. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell for new updates. Thank you and peace out.